Hello, friends, and welcome to the sermon recap for this week. Our subject this week is communication, and we began with the subject of listening. And how good are we at listening is the question. Is it something that we practice, something that we intently work on? Sometimes we enter conversations really just hoping to make our own point rather than to hear what someone else has to say or to judge or correct what the other person is saying. It also has to do with how do we listen to the Lord when the words are spoken to us from the Bible, from his teachings. So the story that was shared as a foundation for this was the story of the parable of the sower. In the story, the sower, who is the Lord, shares the seed, which pictures truths from his word. And that story looks at how those truths are received by different mindsets or different attitudes. And so each of them describes a different attitude that says something about how we might listen or pay attention. So the first type of soil is the wayside, and the seed actually, it's so hard that it just lands on it, and the birds of the air come and take away those seeds. And that pictures when our attitude is closed off, where we already feel like we know everything, that we have nothing to learn, that we have our mind made up, or we're stubborn, and so the Lord's truth can't penetrate, or what people are saying to us can't penetrate. And the birds of the air just take it away. Our own ideas just take away what's being taught. The second type of soil is stony soil, where there's a lot of stone but not much earth. So seeds can take root, but as soon as the sun comes up, it burns them up, which pictures that truths can grow up in that kind of a mind, but when our own ideas or our own interests or selfishness rises up, which is the sun in this case, it burns it off. We get distracted and lose interest. The next type of soil is where the seeds actually grow up, but they're choked off by weeds. And those weeds picture selfishness or our own bad behaviors, evil behaviors that get in the way and choke out the attempts to hear and do what the Lord says. And the final type of soil is the good soil, which is soft. It's been tended to. It's been dealt with. We've weeded it. We've pulled out the stones. And it pictures an open mind, a humble mind, where we can actually be open to hearing what other people have to say, hearing what the Lord speaks in his word, and that kind of thing. So the other things we talked about were trying to be curious, not judgmental, try to ask questions of people so we really understand where they're coming from, what's at the heart of what they're saying, not just what the words are, but what's the meaning there. We also try to avoid correcting them, but just to let them speak and be heard and share what they have to say. And also trying to enter into conversation, hoping to have our own mind changed, not just how can I prove my own point, but how can we maybe enter and learn something? The idea that I want to end with is this idea that if we only speak, we really don't learn anything. We actually learn when we're willing to listen to others and listen to the Lord's word and not just do what we already know in our mind or what we think is true. All right, good luck listening this week. Hopefully you have opportunities to fine-tune this skill, and we'll talk to you next time.